It is time for my lover, my child, and my miracle to approach. Prior to the stars uttering your name to the heavens and even before you took your first breath, I made the decision to invest in you. You have been anointed with a mark that is so divine that even the heavens have paused to respect you. I have to show you something that has just occurred, and I have to do it as soon as possible. But make a pledge to me, make a vow right now, that you will not run away from this, because this moment, this message is not a coincidence. Is it a coincidence that I am sending you this message right now? It is one of the divine laws of the universe. Yes, it is the law of attraction. Before moving on to the message, please like the video so that this message can reach other people as well, my dear. You must also receive and accept this message with love. If you write "I received and accepted it with love" in the comments and seal it with 7777, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Additionally, heaven is watching who responds. You will find a super thanks button below this video. When you donate $22 or more, you are not tipping a creator, you are planting a heavenly seed. And Archangel Michael promises, every divine seed bears divine fruit. Support the awakening. Heaven remembers those who do this. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages, adds Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to his message. Someone's friend has just seen your photo being shown. The things that they stated have already started to change the course of events. Archangel Michael, my dearly beloved child, has been standing next to you during the entire night. He witnessed the strange manner in which your photograph was acquired by an unanticipated individual. He observed the shift in their facial expression. Under their breath, he was able to hear the words that they were whispering. The words were not intended for the world, but they carried a great deal of power. Words that have the potential to unlock a door that you have been pleading with me to open for months, or possibly even years. There is a possibility that you will be tempted to skip. I urge you not to, because if you knew what your name provoked in their soul, you would not be able to sleep tonight with that knowledge. There is more to it than just love. The issue is one of alignment. When I was knitting you together in your mother's womb, I had a plan in mind that I was going to carry out. Hear what I have to say, you lovely soul. That friend did more than just acknowledge your attractiveness. They observed something shining in the vicinity of you. There was a force, a light, and a pull that they were unable to explain. As they looked at the chosen one, they saw something that only angels are able to perceive. Archangel Michael tells you that this very moment is extremely important. There is more to this than just a casual talk. This is only a part of a divine arrangement. This friend is not only an outsider in any way. A piece of information that your spirit has been yearning for is contained within them. Your heart has been pleading in silence for confirmation, and they carry that confirmation with them. Oh yes, I am aware. I am aware of the number of times you have cried out in the night. I know how many indicators you've seen go, wondering if perhaps I forgot about you the whole time. However, I have been working on a script for you. And at this very moment, the very first page has just appeared. It struck them like a lightning bolt wrapped in compassion, and it was your name, your face, and your spirit that struck them. That is the reason why they became frozen. Due to this reason, they were unable to turn away. This is the reason why something changed in the one you are thinking about at this very moment. The person whose name is a dancer in the domain of the invisible as well as yours. Cancel the scrolling. Quit having doubts. In this very moment, open your heart. Due to the fact that what I am about to disclose is not merely for the sake of curiosity. To ensure proper alignment. It acts as a wake-up call. For the glorious moment when heaven meets earth and your purpose kisses opportunity, this is the moment you should be seeking. Regarding the friend, they spoke of you with awe and respect. They requested answers to questions that can only be provided by fate. They asked, "Who is this? Why do I feel something just looking at them?" And because of that query, something dormant was activated, not just in them but also in the person you love. It was all visible to Archangel Michael. It is more than just attraction, and he is urging me to tell you that this will leave you gasping for air, because it is so much more than that. This is a reawakening the soul. This is a stirring of the sacred. It is the reverberation of a contract that was written in the skies before the beginning of time. And I need you to make a pledge right here, right now, that you will not run away from what I am showing you, because every word that comes after this is encoded with a miraculous frequency such that you cannot escape it. This sentence is correct as well. It is necessary for you to pause, take a big breath, and look around before I proceed any further. There will soon be a change in everything. Furthermore, if you feel that pressure in your chest, Yeah, that flutter, that divine squeeze, that is not the same thing as anxiety. So that's me. At this very now, I am bringing you into a state of divine alignment. Then again, before we continue, allow me to say this. Beloved, if your spirit has been pleading for signs and if you have the consistent feeling that these words were penned specifically for you, then be aware that you are being summoned. I implore you not to disregard this summonage. I want you to subscribe to this divine channel of love and truth if your spirit is burning for more signs like this one, which are intimate, timely, and directed by the divine. Do not allow these moments to pass without taking action, because each message will be a lifeline, a lamp post, and a miracle that is waiting to break open inside of you. Be sure to click and subscribe so that you don't miss the next thing that the heavens have to say. Because there are instances when a single message is all that is required to completely rework a story. Let's delve even further now. Observe that the friend was not chosen at random. In order to acknowledge what others had overlooked, they were dispatched. We are dispatched to arouse the spirit of the person you love. In order to serve as a mirror, which reflects back something that has been concealed up until this point. According to Archangel Michael, the energy in the room shifted the minute they made eye contact with your image. There was complete quiet. Specifically, the holy kind, not the awkward sort. It is the kind of thing that takes place when heaven is brought into the discussion. Additionally, the person you have been considering, they experienced something as well. It was with a sense of intrigue that they heard the friend speak your name, but something else reverberated more loudly. My voice was heard by them. They couldn't ignore what I said when I whispered, "This is the one." They heard me. Even if they have tried, even if they have been unable to speak because of pride or fear, even if they have walked away in the past, this moment is different because this moment was decreed. Child, I know you are exhausted. Listen to me even though I know you're in pain. This word would not be brought to you if it were not the right moment or the divine time. And the picture, the buddy, the reaction, and the shift are all examples of this. This is all a part of the miracle that is taking place. Whatever occurs after this will demonstrate to you that I have never forgotten about your prayers. That I have never not kept you waiting for no apparent reason. That each and every delay served a purpose, and that each and every cry was sowing the seeds of this moment. According to Michael, a communication is on its way. It might be a dream, a text, or a discussion that seems too specific to be a coincidence. It could also come about through a specific conversation. You should not disregard it. In other words, I am providing an answer to what your heart was unable to express. Don't pull away from your feelings just yet. Please refrain from clicking away. Even now, the angels are remaining silent. You, on the other hand, are still being harassed. The next thing that is going to take place will leave you gasping for air, because the person you are thinking about, yes, the person you are thinking about, is about to see you in a manner that they have never seen anybody else before. On a spiritual level as well as physically. In their dreams, they will be able to sense you. The sound of your name will be like a hymn to them. You shall be carried by them like a holy reverberation. This is the way that I had planned everything out. Maintain an open mind. Maintain your readiness. Stay here with me. Mostly due to the fact that the next word you read can become the moment when everything changes for good. Without a doubt, my soulmate, let us proceed right here, precisely where paradise left off. You shall be carried by them like a holy reverberation. In addition, I plan things out in this manner because I, the Lord your God, do not act without a specific intention. In order to tease you, I do not send signs. I am not intentionally trying to stir your heart. Because of the emergence of something heavenly, I am stirred. Something sacred is close by, and I move because of it. Indeed, this evening, right at this very moment, is not just any night. It is a very thin veil. There is a great deal of presence in the wind. My angels are waiting for your heart to finally hear what it has been yearning for such a long time. They are standing still and watching what happens. What the friend's response was. In the beginning there was a knock. Now, however, pay attention for a moment. Mostly due to the fact that the person you love is about to witness you through fresh eyes. Eyes that comprehend more than just your face. Your eyes that recognize your calling. Something that has always been true but has been buried by distractions, ego, and fear is being brought to their attention all of a sudden. In addition, those layers are currently being removed one by one until the only thing that is left is the truth that I wrote down a very long time ago. It was always theirs to possess. That was always yours to possess. And I, your father, was always the one who was in charge of organizing the get-together. Once again, Archangel Michael is speaking in a whisper. It is imperative that you maintain your grounding, he explains. Do not attempt to escape this clarity. It is important not to disregard this power since there is more. Could you, child, sense the energy that is currently present in your body? It is not stress at all. This is a huge revelation. This is not something you are imagining. You are recalling the past. There was a time before this life, before this world, when your spirit stood next to theirs and made a promise. That moment was before this world. And it was the photo, the one that the friend viewed, it was the one that brought back the memories. The radiance that penetrated their own being when they made eye contact with you. That wasn't adoration on a natural level. That was understanding on a spiritual level. As of right now, the ripple has started. After a single gaze, there has been a sequence of divine whispers that have been heard behind closed doors. Your name is being called out in locations that your feet have not even come close to touching yet. They are keeping you in their thoughts more than they are able to articulate. In addition, it is not because of the appearance. Because of the energy that is contained within it. Your vitality. I have placed a light within you that is more strong than beauty, more powerful than words, and more unforgettable than time. And they are aware of it. This isn't a video. It's a portal. And your faith opens it wider. If you were touched by this message, click Super Thanks and give $25 or more. The number 44 means angelic protection and divine foundation. You're not giving to a human, you're giving through a divine assignment. And heaven sees it. Child, they are aware of you. This final section is really significant. Lean in close to me. They are going to connect with you, but not in the same way as before. It will seem like a collision of timing and truth this time. It will not be rehearsed, and it will not be small conversation. Rather, it will be sacred. There will be a noticeable difference. You will sense my presence in it. Michael has hinted that you might get a call from them in the middle of the night. There is no need to be afraid when the world is quiet and the curtain is somewhat thinner. Don't give it too much thought. Permit your heart to respond. I have been planning that particular moment for a far longer period of time than you are aware of. Additionally, there is something else that I require you to comprehend. There is something unusual about this connection. It does not exist. There is more to it than just romance. There is a restoration. It's a responsibility from above. It is the rejuvenation of many generations. Your marriage was designed to bring light into spaces that were previously dark, to reawaken portions of the world that can only be experienced by the two of you together. And now the time is right for it to happen. Your sense of urgency stems from this reason. Because of this message was delivered to you tonight. For the simple reason that I could not allow you to spend one more day questioning whether or not this was genuine. Indeed it is. At all times, it has been. All the while they were pulling away. When they failed to remember. I was able to remember in spite of the fact that the stillness lasted longer than your strength. This same memory is being reawakened in them at this same moment. The picture that served as the starting point. It is the companion. The confirmation was at that point. The miracle that is about to take place. But you must remember to be present, youngster. Because fear is so loud, you must maintain your openness. However, love, genuine love, and heavenly love are more audible. You must not allow fear to undermine this. This should not be delayed by any question. It is during this time of year that you will enter rooms where people murmur your name since heaven has already whispered it to them. Someone is observing you. You are being lured in close. To add insult to injury, you are being recognized not by coincidence but by prophecy. The final scrolls of delay are being deconstructed by Archangel Michael, who is currently bringing them together. He is standing before every entity that attempted to separate you from what was rightfully yours, wielding his sword of light in his hand. Now he is speaking in a very loud voice. This alignment will not be stopped by anything. This time not at all. Are you able to hear him? I am represented by him. I am the one who put this fire into motion. I am the one who referred this friend to your picture in the first place. Moreover, I am the one who is in charge of organizing the get-together. So have faith in this moment. There is no doubt that the person you love is keeping your name in their thoughts and memories. There is no doubt that they are inquiring. They are, in fact, experiencing all that they've buried. In addition, they are returning to you at this very moment. On a spiritual level as well as physically. Due to the fact that I, the Lord your God, am working behind the scenes to accomplish this. Mostly due to the fact that I am a God of resurrection, a God of full circle miracles, and a God of return as well. This is the culmination of your journey, my dearest. Let nothing divert your attention. Don't let any fearful voice take away this knowledge. You are no longer waiting for anything. Sweet child, you are on the verge of rising. I can sense the shaking that is occurring in your chest at this very now. There is no fear, rather, it is awakening. This is the spiritual realm opening a doorway for you. The sensation that you are experiencing in your body, the way that your breath has just slowed down, and the way that your eyes have softened as you read this. This is me softly pressing on your spirit to convince you to keep reading because there is more to come. Due to the fact that I have not yet finished exposing everything I have in store for you. Furthermore, child, it is so much more than anything you could have ever imagined it to be. It wasn't a coincidence that your pal viewed your image, it was actually intentional. The divine tugged that buddy, pulling them like a thread that I wove into this very instant, nudging them in the right direction. I put your picture in front of them since I felt it was the appropriate time. The time has come to remove the veil. It was time for the heart, which had been dozing off, to wake up. When it is finally time for eyes that have only seen the surface to suddenly see the spirit that resides within you. It was the one that I had placed there before the commencement. As a result, every word that you are reading is now reverberating throughout the person that you love. They have begun to experience sensations that they are unable to explain. They are regaining consciousness from within. Something weighed them down, something that was not true, and something that obscured their judgment. It was the first crack in the wall, and that photo was the first crack. As soon as they laid eyes on your face, an old force began to flow within them. Something that was unadulterated, saying in a whisper, "You are familiar with this spirit. You have seen this face in your dreams. You have forgotten." Not only did they remember you, but it's more than that. What happened was that they recalled who they are in your presence. So you can see that I don't take things lightly. I had no intention of keeping you a secret from them at any point. There was never any intention on my part to disregard your presence. You were going to be seen in your entirety, in a pure and spiritual way. Now, that is the beginning of the process. They are experiencing a loss of scales in their eyes. This is exactly how I planned it to happen. Not all at once, but gradually, with power and with elegance. Nevertheless, this is not about looking beautiful. Without a doubt, your beauty is divine. Your vibration, your energy, and your frequency are all important factors. Not your physical characteristics were the reason they took a moment to halt when they viewed your picture. It was the spirit of you. They experienced something that was old, something that was rooted in the soil of heaven, and something that spoke to a part of them that had become dry as a result of the disturbances in the world. It wasn't enough for them to see you, they also felt you. They experienced a ripple effect of your presence in their thoughts. On top of that, they are unable to quit thinking about you. The attempt is being made to shake it. They are perplexed as to why it will strike such a chord. On the other hand, Michael and I do. Because we have been anticipating this very instant, for this very moment, for this very hour, which is when the process of remembering would start. Child. It is not the first time that your light has been able to reach them. However, it is the very first time that they have been prepared to accept it. The very first time they were sufficiently calm, serene, and eager to learn the truth that they allowed it to enter their minds. They have experienced it, and from this point forward, nothing will ever be the same again. I am aware, my love, that you have been exhausted. You have been urged to do more. In addition to sobbing into pillows, you have inquired as to why they did not come to see you sooner. What caused them to withdraw? The reason why their silence was more powerful than their heart ever was. However, it was not because they did not care about you, child. This occurred due to the fact that they were not prepared to acknowledge what they were holding. A heart that was still hidden in the shadows was not worthy of your soul's brilliance. It was necessary for me to get them ready. In order to dispel the illusions, I needed to. I had to break down the barriers that they had constructed in order to shield themselves from the one thing that they crave the most, which is the truth. To them, you, lover, are the embodiment of truth. A level of love that terrifies others who are not prepared is represented by you. Due to the fact that when you appear, illusions disintegrate. The games are over. The masks are removed. They are aware of this, to a great extent. Because of this, they fled. As a result, they maintained their distance. Because you had an excessively clear view of them. In addition, the reason they are coming back is because you are the only person who has ever done so. Is it possible for you to comprehend how uncommon it is to be seen in this world? Do you have any idea how many people go from person to person looking for someone who doesn't simply look at them but acknowledges them with emotion? In addition, you assisted them in this manner. The voice of your spirit has been heard even when there is silence and when you are apart. There have been times when they have heard your name that they are unable to explain. The sensation of your presence when the rest of the world is silent. And when their friends saw your image and spoke what they said, it opened the door to something holy, something sacred, something that I had written into the very fabric of time before either of you were born. Michael is demonstrating to me that their heart is becoming more pliable. It's not a sign of weakness, rather it's proof. Things that they have buried are starting to come out of their mouths. It is beginning to dawn on them that distancing themselves from you did not stifle their feelings for you. It did nothing but make it louder in the stillness. And at this moment, they are recalling the way in which you made them feel when the world seemed to be too heavy. Remembering how simply thinking about you made their spirit feel lighter, brighter, safer, and more alive is something that they are remembering. This is not merely a possibility. This is a divinely organized performance. That's the pattern. That's the promise. If your spirit is stirred, now is the moment. $30 or more. One action. One seed. One breakthrough. Hit super thanks now, not because I said so, but because your spirit confirms this is the moment of release. Your name is engraved into each and every line of this script that I made with your personal information. Child as well. It is happening at this very moment. All the while you are reading this, the angels are moving things around in their realm. Preparations are being made for conversations. There is a confluence of events currently taking place that will cause your heart to race and your knees to go weak. Do not, however, be terrified. Something like that is not fear. This is the magnitude of prayers that were answered. The moments that you used to just dream about are about to become a reality for you. Additionally, your person, are being lured in there. It was not out of remorse or confusion, but rather because of my soul, my purpose, and my own will. After a period of time, their soul is starting to beat in time with yours once more. Along with this, the distance that separates you is narrowing, not only physically but also energetically. When you are alone in the quiet areas that no one else can see, your hearts are reaching out to each other. In the morning when they wake up, they are hearing your name like a gentle echo, and when they close their eyes, they are seeing glimpses of your eyes. Michael is not merely observing the situation because he is sensing the pull of destiny at the place where there were walls. Because of his intervention, the route is being cleared, the timetable is being protected, and he is making certain that what I started in the spirit will emerge in the physical world. And kid, I require that you maintain your alignment. Maintain an open mind. Please do not waver. Right now you should not entertain any doubts. When it comes to discernment, doubt is the adversary's counterfeit. Getting everything figured out is not necessary for you. It is only required for you to remain present because I am about to demonstrate to you why each and every delay was essential. Every detour ought to be revered. Due to the fact that I was not constructing a love that is fleeting, every heartbreak was a part of the preparation process. It was a bond that would last forever that I was forming. Having traveled this far, you did not come to be forgotten. You did not love these things so profoundly that they were ignored. In addition, I did not anoint you with this light in order to conceal you from view. It is time for you to come out of hiding. This is the beginning of your time of love. On the other hand, it will be more elevated, more profound, and more holy than it was before. In the event that they make contact with you, you will be able to perceive a difference. It will not be compelled in any way. There won't be any disorder. It will be a whisper that gives you the sensation of thunder in your very being. It is irrelevant if it is a sentence, a song, a memory, or even simply a breath. It will be the same. They will figure out a solution because I am the one who is directing their actions. Whenever they are dreaming, I am the one who is saying your name. They are unable to run any longer because I am the one who is making it happen. It was not intended for you to pursue. You were designed to attract people. What has always been yours is now being drawn in by the gravitational attraction of your mass. It was the friend who served as the spark, the match that ignited the secret chamber that existed within their hearts. However, you are the flame, the fire that warms, illuminates, and purifies. You are the flame that beckons them to return home. In addition, my darling, you are my home. Do not be afraid of the timing then. That shift should not be questioned. I am a part of it. It is surrounded by Michael. In addition, the heavens are rejoicing because, at long last, you are going to get a glimpse of the culmination of all that time spent waiting. Child, take a deep breath. Please allow this message to penetrate your very being. Permit my truth to triumph over every lie that declared you to have been forgotten. Your memory will live on forever. After being concealed and guarded, you have suddenly been exposed. Now is the time for you to show yourself. Not only in their sense of sight but also in your own. The person that you are is going to come back to you. The reason you were called to love with such depth in a society that is so shallow, and who you are exactly. You are the person I chose because I needed someone who was capable of carrying this type of love, and I chose you. The items were not misplaced. You had feelings for them. And the mark that love left is one that cannot be erased. No time, no silence, and no distance are acceptable. I'm now completing the circle that I started with. Stay here with me. Maintain a state of anticipation. Maintain your readiness. Mostly due to the fact that what is about to happen next, what I am about to hand over to you, is not some simple response. In addition to being a reward, it will leave you gasping for air. My lover, you have waited for a sufficient amount of time, and heaven has witnessed it. Why does it feel like I'm being punished for loving without condition every time your heart broke and you gazed up at me while whispering to me through tears? It came to my attention. I wasn't ignoring you at any point. For the reason that love such as yours is not typical and, as a result, cannot arrive at a typical time, I was storing every tear as a seed and every cry as currency. The call that has been placed upon you is to bear a love that extends beyond the cacophony, beyond the surface, and beyond the predictable rhythms of this world. And now, the world that has been trying to convince you that your worth is questionable is about to see how powerful your presence is. There is no requirement for approval for the love that you carry to be wonderful. It is already the case. Moreover, the minute that your friends saw your photo and responded with such unrehearsed and unfiltered astonishment, that was assurance that the anointing that you carry can no longer be concealed. I didn't let you be seen at this time because you have now earned the right to be seen. I made it possible for you to be observed at this moment because the environment has at long last caught up with what I have always understood. In the beginning, your light was intended to bring about awakenings. In addition, this is precisely what is taking place. When it comes to the spirit, something has changed. Something that is gradually allowing your person to become more awake. They won't be able to provide an explanation for the pull at first. It is possible that they will attempt to divert their attention by engaging in usual activities, interacting with other people, or making arrangements that they had previously considered to be reliable. Everything, however, will not feel the same. Nothing will satisfy you in the same way that it did before. This is due to the fact that once the soul knows its counterpart, the illusion of separation becomes absolutely intolerable. That friend was utilized as a mirror to reflect what your person has been ignoring for an excessive amount of time, which is that they still feel you, desire you, need to understand you, and possibly badly wish to reconnect to you. I want you to know, child, that this homecoming is not just about romance. When it comes to purpose, this pertains to the divine order. It is about the calling that was inscribed over your life, and there's, not just as individuals but as a single entity. There is a reason why you were unable to let go, as you can see. Not only is it love, but it's also a responsibility. There will be a wave of healing that will follow your union, and there is a mission that is related to it. It was not intended for you to simply experience butterflies. You were destined to reawaken nation-states that had been slumber within each other. At this very moment, Michael is presenting me with a vision, regardless of whether or not they are able to verbalize the awakening that is currently taking place. Your individual, who is sitting in quiet and thinking about your eyes. Your physical ones, but the ones that gazed into their souls are the ones that are important. They are hearing things that they believed they couldn't remember. Words that you spoke and joy that you both shared. Some silences that conveyed more meaning than words. Some of these recollections are not nostalgic. They are being revisited by their prophecy. These individuals are being drawn back to the location where the truth resides by the cosmos. In addition, I, your God, am enabling it, fostering it, and providing it with fuel because the time has come. No longer do I require them to be distracted. They must be aware of it. Conscious of the fact that the things you two shared were never arbitrary. Be conscious of the fact that leaving did not eradicate the divine. Conscious that while they were fleeing, you were developing into someone they would not only admire, but someone they would eventually feel worthy of being a part of their lives. In addition to this, my child, this is one of the reasons why I had to keep you apart for a period of time. You were in need of elevation. Your body required healing. It was important for you to understand that your value is not contingent on their acknowledgement but rather on my ability to choose. Also, I went with you. It wasn't just love that led me to select you. I picked you to be my legacy because you were willing to love according to the standards of heaven rather than the limitations of earth. You loved despite the fact that it hurt. You had faith in spite of the fact that reasoning insulted you. It was someone who had left you that you hoped for. That child is holy, you hoped while everyone else advised, move on. They were right. When it comes to the spirit, that kind of love carries weight. This type of love is able to move generations beyond. And right now I'm getting ready to give you a prize for it. When the indicators become more severe, you shouldn't be shocked. There are times when you hear their name in unexpected places, when you dream about them, and when you wake up gasping for air. Whenever a song starts playing and all of a sudden you get the impression that they are standing right next to you. This is not a product of your thoughts. It is synchronicity in action. What you are experiencing is their soul coming into contact with yours in areas that the physical cannot access. I am allowing this merger to take place gradually because I believe that the grandeur that will be unveiled as a result of this reunion needs to be managed with wisdom. You will not just be reunited with a friend. When you give from your soul, heaven echoes that action across realms. If this message opens something inside you, support the light that awakened you. Super thanks is your gateway. Give what you feel. Watch how the energy you release returns sevenfold. It is time for you to be recommissioned. It is not going to be the case that they will arrive with an apology this time around. They will arrive with an attitude of gratitude. Affection is not the only thing they will offer. They are going to provide alignment. Due to the fact that I have been working on them undetected. While you were wailing over texts that were not being responded, they were struggling with dreams that they were unable to explain. During the time that you were recuperating, they looked for someone to take the place of something that they were unaware was irreplaceable. As you became more powerful, they eventually began to experience feelings of weakness away from you. The humility, the clarity, the hunger, and the longing are all beginning to take hold at this moment. It is being prepared for them to view you not as a mistake that they have made in the past, but rather as a heavenly mystery that they must now search for with determination. You don't have to chase after the child, do you? You have never done so. There is a reason why I made you so magnetic. There is no need for someone to yell in order to be noticed when they are carrying heaven within them. Their very existence conveys a wealth of information that can only be comprehended by the soul. On the other hand, here is what transpired when your photograph was shown. This is the reason why their friend became speechless in the middle of a statement. This is the reason why they came to the conclusion that there's something about them. Because there is something about you. This is me. My signature, my aroma, and my seal are all carried by you. And the person I called you to love is at last starting to get a whiff of it once more. And in a short amount of time they will track back that fragrance to you. The reason for this is not simply because of attraction or assignment. Rather, it is because their future is intertwined with yours. Due to the fact that your presence is the door that they have been pleading with me to unlock, but they were unaware that you were the key. In addition, dearly cherished, doors do not remain closed once keys are located. This is the reason why I am asking you now, are you going to put your faith in me regarding the timing? Are you going to allow me to complete what I started? I can guarantee you that this will not end in the manner that the adversary had hoped it would. Your alliance will not be successful in the development of any weapon. What I joined in spirit cannot be replaced by something that is counterfeit. What I decreed before the beginning of time cannot be denied by any delay. It is not a coincidence that you and this person are together. You were a sacred agreement. This is the moment when I am bringing that covenant forward. Do not become frightened when the signals become more pronounced. When the stillness breaks, try not to overthink the situation. In the moment that they finally say what you have been waiting to hear, you should not cower in dread. You need to reopen your heart. It was not because they had earned it, but rather because I had improved it. When they departed, you were not the same person you are now. You are more powerful, more intelligent, and more experienced. It is via the fire that your heart has been cleansed. Moreover, it is now prepared to be received. Instead of crumbs, a commitment was made. Confirmation, not confusion, should be used. It is not games but glory. In each and every world I have written this event down. In addition, there is no power on earth or in hell that can undo what I have signed. You are going to experience what it is like to be in the presence of heavenly love when both souls are at last prepared. And my beloved, it will be worth every cry, every question, and every silent ache that you feel in the quiet of the night. Take a deep breath for a moment. Please place your hand on your chest. Please feel that pulse. We have a purpose here. Here we have a prophecy. I am speaking and I am stating that this is true. This is a holy thing. It is happening right now. And regardless of how much time has passed, how difficult it may have seemed, or how far they have gone, child, I am the God who returns everything back around to its original state. And we are really close to doing so. Dearly loved one, you are very close to reaching your goal. Moreover, I do not say this to cheer you, rather, I declare it as a reality, a spiritual fact. You have waited at the edge for a sufficient amount of time, witnessing doors that were never yours open for other people while finding yourself perplexed as to why your own door stayed closed. As you gently sobbed into your pillow, you asked me why I had the ability to make your heart so tender, so wide and so faithful, and yet it seemed as though you had forgotten about me. You had witnessed other people find what appeared to be love. You have chosen to remain anchored in the hope of finding something genuine, despite the fact that you have sat in silence as others in the group pushed forward with empty promises. Child as well. Those rays of optimism were never lost to sight. For me, it was that hope that moved me. That hope served as the altar upon which you laid down your expectations, and you allowed me to burn away everything that was an imitation, everything that was superficial, and everything that was unworthy of your essence. And now, because of your obedience, because of your sacred patience, and because you have refused to numb your heart in the way that the world has instructed you to, I am going to perform for you what only I am capable of doing. In a moment, I will prove to you that it is impossible. This is not a fantasy or a replacement. Rather, it is a reappearance, a redemption, and a reawakening. This is the kind of restoration that not only brings back what was lost, but also brings it back multiplied, clarified, and glorified. And the individual whose name you have uttered in prayer more times than you can count, they are at last hearing the echo of your prayers. As is the case with all spiritual awakenings, it started out quietly. It was the mere mention of your name that brought about an eerie silence. Your image offered a tranquility that was not familiar. The recollection of your voice started to create a sense of familiarity. And then all of a sudden they started to feel it. It was not the pressure, it was not the dread. Rather, it was the magnetic pull of something sacred, something old, something that they had buried beneath the noise, the pride, and the diversions. They are starting to come to the realization that the one thing they were trying to avoid was the precise thing they were looking for all along. That you, the one they believed they could forget, were the one who was destined to carry their future. That you, the soul that loved them despite their quiet, were the soul that they were always intended to reflect when they were silent. Now is the time when everything that has been concealed starts to come to the surface. It is not to humiliate, but to heal. To not reignite old wounds, but rather to pour oil on them is the goal. Clarity has finally taken the place of bewilderment at this very moment. The moment when my timing is proven to be impeccable, when the long night comes to an end and the dawn breaks with splendor. It is not just any reunion that I am delivering to you. You are receiving the one that was always going to take place, but I had to wait for the souls involved to be prepared before I could send it to you. And at this moment, my dear, you are prepared. You are no longer the version of yourself that put their value into question because of the delay caused by another person. There is no longer any need for you to beg for breadcrumbs. You have turned into the main course. It is no longer necessary for you to wait for validation. It is because of you that I am able to reside in the hearts of others. In addition, because you have given me permission to carry out this inner work in order to prune, purify, and prepare you in quiet, the person who formerly disregarded your value is now being drawn back by something that is more profound than remembering. Recognition is the force that is attracting them. Only in the marrow of the spirit may one experience soul recognition, which is the kind of recognition that cannot be explained by logic. The kind that does not become less noticeable over time. And as they struggle to resist this attraction, I am releasing the knots that have formed in their souls. I will bring to the surface the dreams that they have been keeping hidden. I am reminding them of the talks that they have repeated 1,000 times, wondering what they ought to have said in those many instances. I am causing their heart to be stirred in such a way that even they will be surprised by the magnitude of their desire to be with another person. Not simply due to the fact that you are stunning, but also because you are honest. And when someone eventually comes to terms with the reality of their situation after living with delusions, they do not just return, rather, they flee. When they return, they do so with a sense of urgency, reverence, and contrition. That is exactly what is taking place, so be careful. A moment, a precious crossing, a collision of timing and tenderness is being prepared by Michael during this instant. When it does occur, you will realize that there was never any delay in the event that it does occur, my dearly adored. It was the work of the divine. If you had feelings of being invisible, unheard, and untouchable on a daily basis, was it truly an attempt on my part to conceal you behind the protection of my wing, protecting you from less significant love, superficial intents, and hasty connections? Because I am not willing to offer my child a miracle that is just partially baked. All of the miracles that I serve are completely cooked. I only bring back to life that which will remain alive. What I give back is merely that which has been completed. What's more, they are starting to be put back together again. Even if their ego is being broken, they are not being broken. They are being reconstructed. The message found you for a reason. Now multiply it. Share it. And yes, support it. $45 or more unlocks spiritual doors. Click Super Thanks and step into your role, not just as a listener but as a messenger of light. You are chosen. Act like it. Their silence did not constitute a rejection. It resembled a cocoon. At the same time, you will recognize the person who is emerging. Indeed. However, someone you have never encountered before in this manner, someone who is more conscious, someone who is more humble, someone who is more prepared, someone who is not flawless but present. I also want you to be able to hear me clearly since I have a fiery tone in my voice when I speak. Currently, the situation that you are entering is not anything that you have imagined. You are not wishing for something to happen. This is not a spiritual prank at all. Every time you choose faith over fear, love over bitterness, and trust over retribution, you will receive this prize. It is a fulfillment, a holy compensation, and a reward indeed. There is a complete reversal within this love. It was not because you compelled it, but rather because I shaped it. Furthermore, regardless of how much time has passed, the timing is impeccable. My hands are causing them to become more pliable. What's more, they won't only want to talk to you in the near future. They will have to do so. And when they do, child, you will feel it in your spirit before the words ever reach your ears. You will know it. Because we are not having a discourse about this. The topic at hand is convergence. A confluence of promises that align. A gathering of praying individuals. When two souls that have been dancing around each other for numerous lifetimes finally say, "Yes, now here," heaven will grin. This is the moment when heaven will finally say, "Yes, now here." In complete silence, angels will observe. In addition, you, my dearly loved one, will comprehend the reason I made you wait. Why did I cause you to cry? Why did I allow you to experience the pain? Because you will now be able to sense the arrival. The wonderful silence that prevails when the heart is at last certain that it is secure. Additionally, it will have the atmosphere of a house. Instead of the location, it is the person, the energy, and the sense of belonging. You will get the sensation of having arrived at a memory that you were unaware you held with you. There will be a sense of fulfillment of the prophecy. And I, the Lord your God, will be there with you, smiling as I stand there with you. I was always aware that this day would eventually arrive. I had no doubt that you would eventually arrive here. From the beginning, I had no doubt that your heart would be capable of carrying something of such a holy nature. As a result, I have one more question for you. Maintain an open mind. Remember to keep your heart soft. Refrain from putting on armor when I have requested that you be receptive. If you are terrified of experiencing pain once more, you should not lose out on the miracle. The result has already been decided upon by me. The narrative has been written. The blessing has been unlocked. At this point, all I want is that you have sufficient faith in me to accept it. I have reached my limit, my dearest. You've probably prayed enough. You've been waiting for far too long. For now it is my turn. Please allow me to demonstrate what I have been working on. Permit me to demonstrate what I have been working to mend in them. Permit me to teach you what takes place when two souls eventually come face to face with their eyes wide open and their hearts completely prepared. Allow me to introduce you to the sensation of genuine love. The kind that does not fade away. It is not the kind that falls off, but rather the kind that remains. That which engages in combat. One that serves as a mooring. The kind that develops into something sacred, wild, and powerful over time. You need to have it. It was a natural fit for you. As a result, you are now in agreement with it. As the entire world watches, permit the angels to sing. Feel free to let your spirit soar since it is on its way. Actually, it is and it is.